Alright, how's it going, everybody? I want to give you some kind of a video. I've been really slow in working on that one major video that I want to work on. A lot of people have asked for that topic, and I am almost done it. Just got to look through it and clean it up, add a few more points to it. I'm a perfectionist, so I am never satisfied with my work, and it's the way I do everything. I like to give everything 110%, or is it 120%? 120%, yeah. And women notice that about me. They say I overdo things. Well, I take pride in what I do, and you know, I fuck women the same way. I make sure that that they truly get more than they expect. Of course, if I don't give them more than they expect, then I didn't do my job. And it's all amazement. I go for amazement, and I think a lot of you guys, what you miss, and the false narrative that you get from MGTOW is that you're supposed to do nothing for women, and it's a very bad way to look at things, because the way I function and the reason I have no competition is because I get off on what I can do to women. I get off on women getting off. It's not for me, it's for them. You know what I mean? It's kind of like realizing your own efficacy as a male in masculinity by monitoring the response, the sexual response, the intellectual response, the emotional response of women. And my intention, my goal, my wish, my accomplishment is to make them react, make them go wow, make them get addicted to what I do with them. I administer the drug, and I have a drug that other men, or what passes for men these days, do not have, cannot administer. So if you don't get, and this has got nothing to do with fucking being beta and pussy whipped and all this. It's gaining pleasure from the power that you have over women. And that power does not come from ignoring them or shunning them, or you know, tying your dick behind your balls. It comes with what you can do with these creatures, and it is highly, highly satisfying. And as we know, they tend to treat men very instrumentally, and there's many reasons for that. Women are naive. Women have very limited capacity for feeling, right? Unlike men, or healthy men, some men. So therefore, women cannot go into a situation with a lot of emotion, even though they claim they do, right? Because it sounds good. It's the accepted noble virtuous norm that they want to pretend. Everything is pretense, and they claim to be very emotional. They, you know, full of emotion. They claim to love because they're basically feigning, pretending, and mimicking the aspiration of the perfect female, not the actual female. And so if there is if what the ideal woman is, if there's a fantasy about that, then they want to pretend to meet that fantasy, even though it's got nothing to do with coming from inside. It comes from the outside. They project it from the outside, but not from the inside. And that's where men get disillusioned and ripped off, and that's where men get lied to and deceived, because men don't function that way. Men are very direct, and they take pride in the reality of their existence, their self-actualization, and not their image. Women are only about image. If the image is intact, if the image is solid, if the image is made to be believable. My cat wants to jump up here. Let me just spray it. Okay. If the image is meant to be believable, then they're a success. They can proceed with the scam. It's all a scam. And simply, men don't work that way. The healthy man doesn't work that way. I mean, there's deviance on both sides, as I explained, and I also mentioned many times that I don't deal with deviance. There is enough material here to deal with the healthy female, the normal healthy female, and the normal healthy male. You know, give or take. All right? A few percentages. Negative and positive, you know. So, what are we talking about? We're just musing about female nature here and male nature and what it all means. So basically it all comes down to my initial assertion that there is no compatibility between men and women. And the fantasy period is when things work, and the fantasy period is a very short, has a very short time span. It's the honeymoon, and I like to engage in honeymoons with women. 1 week, 1 weekend, 1 week, 2 weeks. Because once the honeymoon is over, there's that huge appearance of reality where it is very apparent, very conspicuous that there is no compatibility. And that's where everything starts. That's where all the problems start, basically, after a very, very short honeymoon period. And that honeymoon period could literally last a day. You know, we're getting into all kinds of other topics that I don't really want to touch on right now. But, you know, when you guys leave comments, I really dig the intellectual comments, and if you have questions, all I ask is for you to be very clear so that I know what you're talking about. Watch your grammar, and also clarify and explain what you're saying. Don't assume that I'm going to know exactly what's in your head. Alright? So be detailed and be precise, and then I can answer it. I just was working out, and my testosterone is rather high, and I'm irritable, and my hypoglycemia is also high. So if you know, the brain works on sugar, so if your blood sugar drops, then your brain takes on a different behavioral pattern, and personality changes just a bit. And so I got these recent comments, and this one viewer says, yes, it's comical the way they train you from childhood that it is unmanly to blow the whistle on their treacherous behavior. Crafty. Yes, they are crafty. And that's exactly what my video on judging women being so essential, and a lot of you guys who have been hurt by women, a lot of you guys who have been, you were with a woman who cheated on you and crushed you, and the reason all this happened is because you did not look and you did not question their past and their behavior, and you were not ready for it. And literally you were hit by a freight train from the back, and you were crushed. And that's why you have to know who you're dealing with. And so my response was that I get special pleasure in digging into women's past with any woman that I meet. Most of it is horrendous and shocking. It is, actually, because the reason it is because their image is that they're pristine, they're innocent, they're compassionate, they're clean. They're clean. Yes, they're basically virgins. And there's nothing further from the truth. So us men, we tend to want to believe women. We want to love women. We want to have a romance with women. You got to understand, men are much more romantic than women are. Women are actually, you know, here's another shocker. Here's another
it's 10:30.
discrepancy. Here's another falsehood, is that women are not really capable of romance, because romance takes heart, romance takes a lot of emotion, romance takes fantasy, romance takes creativity and spontaneity, humor. Romance takes all these elements, and they're pretty well, they suck at every one of them. You know, they really do. They're boring creatures. That's why, you know, if you want a good laugh, you go to any dating site and you read women's profiles, and almost all of them are looking for a guy that they want to make them laugh. You know what I mean? I mean, that's so bizarre. Looking for a guy to make them laugh. Like, why can't you make yourself laugh, for fuck's sakes? You know? Just go in a situation and improvise and crack jokes and be brave and be creative. They can't do it. So they need a guy to make them laugh. However, they don't have the sense of humor to laugh anyway. So it is difficult to make them laugh, because for somebody to laugh, you have to have humor internally as well. You can't just throw humor at them from an external source, right? And they have to be participants in that humor and to make them laugh. So what they really are saying is they want a guy to entertain them at all times. They can't even entertain themselves. They're miserable creatures, women are. And a lot of them have no interests in things. It's unlike guys, where we take a lot of pride in what we do. We're organized. Yes, we're competitive, because the fact that we want to be very good at everything we do. And that's not how women function. So anyway, so my response to this is, yeah, so their past and present or whatever is horrendous and shocking. They say, please don't judge me, Alex. Please don't judge me. Wow, it's like, how can I not judge you? What you just told me about yourself is it's out of a horror movie. Why did you do that? Why did you do that to yourself? Why did you do that to your partner? How cruel can you be to perpetuate these disasters on a cyclical fashion over and over again, and you're not learning from it? It's just amazing. And you get into relationships where you are emotionally insincere and you don't even find the guy attractive. You're not getting in for love. You're getting in to overcompensate, to medicate your own emotional turmoil, and you're using this, using these guys to, these different men to alleviate your own emotional stresses without any love, without any sincerity. It's just amazing. And then they're getting, they pile on the dirt, and they're dirty, these women. And I'm talking about sophisticated women. I'm not talking about lowlifes here. I'm not talking about ghetto women. I'm talking about very educated, previously married, single mothers with money and careers and quality, apparently quality women. Well, just look below the surface. Just maybe that bit below the surface, and you will find shocking things. And so I keep going here. So they say, please don't judge me, Alex. I then proceed to clean them up. I clean them up because that's what I do. That's my form of therapy. I have to perform therapy on every woman that I'm with. I clean them up. And I say, let's go back and let's see why. You don't even know why you did what you did. Oh no, because my mind is a total chaos and I don't even realize what I'm doing. Don't you think about the consequences? Didn't you think of what you're going to be doing to yourself and other people around you with the way you act? Was it worth it? Oh, I wasn't thinking at the time. Oh no, I wasn't. I was just only thinking about myself and my own feelings. Oh my God. All right, so you understand what you did. You understand why you did it. Now, there could have been a better solution for you to act in a different way. But you didn't take that, did you? So this is how I approach women that I'm in relationships with. I really get a lot of satisfaction in helping them. It is brutal therapy. It is boot camp psychology that I perform, and it's tough love, and it's direct. I hit them with a blunt weapon, and it's unequivocal, the message. And this is what a lot of you guys had not done. You were not trained in it. You didn't have the personality for it. And these miserable, messed up, emotionally weak, emotionally lacking creatures basically took it all out on you and crumpled you up like a piece of paper and threw you in the fucking garbage. That's what they did. And sometimes it was just to make themselves feel better about themselves. Wow, a woman with low self-esteem is a very dangerous creature. Extremely dangerous. And everything, their mind only works in the presence. There is no foresight. It's amazing. It's amazing. I think men have to be drunk, really drunk, or sedated or something on drugs for them to act like women. But women, if their self-confidence goes down, foresight is non-existent in their brain. They want immediate, they want to rectify their turmoil immediately. They want the drug immediately, without any thought about ramifications or consequences of their actions. And well, it could be disaster for men because the next morning you can very well have the police come calling on you saying that you raped them. And we see that happen over and over again, and all kinds of other things. They can get themselves pregnant. There's a lot of aggression that they show, and aggression is definitely part of the way they behave. The vindictiveness, the raw aggression that they spew forth for anyone that wrongs them, or if they are unable to have control, then a lot of the times they pull out all the stops. They are the ones that dump. They are the ones that dump. And they are the ones that call the shots. They are the ones that do the choosing. They are the ones that do the ending. And if you take that away from them, look out. You will be punished. You will have to pay a penalty. They will make sure they destroy you. And of course, these are these very innocent, clean, pristine creatures that commit these crimes against males, with the full support of the state, of course. So, just going on here, their female nature drives them to whoredom naturally. They are natural whores because that is how they function. They do everything conditionally and for an exchange. That's the definition of a whore. And a whore does not have to be a woman standing on a street corner. Okay? A whore can be anywhere. A whore can be in your bed beside you right now. All women are whores because that's how female nature functions. There is no other way. Oh, well, Not all women are the. I'm not like other women. That's what women. Yes, you are. You just don't notice it. How can you see yourself? You can't. You want me to go back in your past? You want me to do a little analysis? I don't think you want that. Because I'll point out a whole list of events in your life where you were a fucking whore. And I'm not being mean. It's just fact. You don't want me to look into your past. Believe me. My video, "All Women Are Whores," is no exaggeration, and it's not an attack. It is only fact. Women only wish it can be hidden, and they can disassociate themselves from their own actions and behaviors. Yes, that is their dream. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. If they disassociate themselves, put it out of their own mind, they literally erase it. They have amnesia in their own mind, and then it never happened. Once they acknowledge what they have done, once they're themselves shocked at what they have done, that's when the dissociation commences. And the association is, most of the time, complete amnesia. And that's not fair to the next guy. That's not fair. You know, if you're in bed with a criminal, if you're in bed with a serial killer, if you're in a house with a thief, you have to know this. You have to know this. Okay, so this dissociation thing, this being in hiding, pretending, being a total fraud, is very dangerous for men. Because sooner or later, sooner rather than later, you will be the next victim. You will be the next prey of the predator. Because women are cyclical. Everything about a woman is cycles, right? And she will do it again and again and again and again. They will learn nothing from it. It's if the hormone structure gets to be just the right consistency, just the right environment, just the right circumstance, she will act out her female nature, and it could be severe. So they want to associate themselves from their own actions because they're disgusted at themselves as much as men are as well, or almost as much. That's why they need to disassociate. Men don't need to do that because most men are not ashamed of what they've done. I'm not ashamed of anything that I've ever done because everything I've done, I did it sincerely. I did it for the right reasons. I did it from the heart, and I did it with emotion. So there is no guilt and there's no shame. Women also are unable to feel guilt. I mean, that's been documented by many others as well, and it's true. It's only shame. They only react to shame. That's what they react to. And that's why they say, please don't judge me, Alex, because it's shameful. But if you don't slut shame them, then they cannot literally improve. They cannot literally control themselves, monitor themselves, and they cannot put any enforcement on their own behavior. And that's why they need to be shamed, and everything needs to be brought out in the open. This is my therapy. All out into the open and in detail, have them face themselves. You put a mirror in front of them And you can also do that in your own relationship. You know, not to the maybe not to the extent that I do it, because I do this. I do this professionally, and and I have changed the lives of many women by doing this. And they need these checks and balances, not from external sources, but from within themselves. If it doesn't, it's just like an alcoholic in Alcoholics Anonymous. What is the first thing that they do? They get up and they say, "My name is John and I'm an alcoholic. I have a real problem. I know what I've done. And I know what I'm doing to myself." That's what needs to be done with women. They are born with a very, very nasty, vile disposition, which can destroy anybody that's closest to them. And that's usually their boyfriends, their husbands, even their fathers. So that's why you have to expose women every chance you get. And you have to be very vigilant. You know, the naive, idealistic male is in grave danger. Don't let them escape accountability. That's what they want to do. Remember? You know the definition of a woman? No logic, no accountability. Everything that they do, and if you watch, and if you guys have been in relationships, if you guys have been in marriages, what is the consistent, universal trait of a woman? Is to deny accountability in every single occasion. Isn't it rare for a woman to come up to you and say, you know, I've did a bad thing, I made a big mistake, I know what I've done, and I'm extremely sorry, and I feel very bad about it. You won't get that. That's what a man does. Okay? Now you guys are very familiar with that because that's what we do as men. And that helps us go on and be better people. But women never want to acknowledge that they've been bad. And they have acted badly towards others. Sometimes very badly. See, they blame men for many fabrications. Alright? So it's only fair that we can least blame them for their own reality. Alright, so the same person leaves another message. This is just, you know, at random. I'm picking these up because these are the latest comments. It also explains a lot. It also explains a lot the constant playing with their look and such. Watch your grammar, guys. It's comical how we deceive ourselves codependently even. Yes, of course it's codependently because men have a lot of emotion. Men get attached. There's just no two. You know, if you're a healthy male, that's how you act. It's not that you're sick or you're weak. You're just being a healthy male. But you're in an association with a healthy female, which is a whole different ball game. That's a different animal. She's a different animal. She will not react the way you react. I just love this whenever men men admire other men, and they figure that I don't want to name any names here, but you know, they admire other men for their competence in this or that, or their fitness or whatever, and they figure, wow, I like this guy so much. I want to be like him. I want to find out how he does what he does. I want to learn from him. And I bet you this guy's got women coming out of his ass. He's got so many women, he just snaps his fingers and they're fucking, they got pussies on, you know, right on his face. No. 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 The sad truth is that what we find admirable in men is not what women find admirable in men. Okay? It's a huge mistake. It's a huge mistake. Alright? Entirely different the way the woman is going to view that guy. Very, very different from the way you view that guy. Alright? And it could be that the woman, in most cases, does not even notice any of the virtues that you hold in very high regard, which you should, but a woman doesn't. Alright? So it could be that a guy that you think should have pussy all over him does not. Because that's what you're looking for in a guy is not what a woman is looking for in a guy. Okay, let's wrap this up. Okay, so men are codependent naturally by overlooking the obvious manifestations of phoniness in them. Yes, men do that, and I've explained that. Men are very idealistic, and for men want to love women. They really do. It validates them as men. It makes them masculine if they have a woman to love. That's not how women think. Women are not looking for anybody to love, no matter what they tell you. Oh, this guy's full of shit. Don't listen to him. Honey, don't listen to him. He's just butthurt. No. Yeah, they want to make you believe that. Women are not looking for love. Love is useless for them. Their biological imperatives do not include being in love. They only use love in order to acquire a male for their service and to help them reach their biological imperatives. Everything in a relationship is for the female, not for you. And for women, it's absolutely natural. And they wonder, what is your problem? You should be honored and thankful that I give you the opportunity to serve me. That's how women think. And for getting almost nothing in return. So it's a bad deal, right? Traditional relationships, traditionalism is a bad deal. Especially in this day and age. It's a failed institution, if you will. Wrapping it right up here. Blah, 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 blah. Where was I? They make, their makeup and their phoniness, all the makeup and makeovers right before our eyes, that we miss the point of until we get the treatment for even accidentally seeing through their masks. All the makeup and makeovers right before our eyes that we miss the point of until we get the treatment for even accidentally seeing through their mask. Of course, they have masks. That's how they have a mask on behaviorally and visually. and in every and also emotionally, it's all masked, it's all faked, and it's all faked for a purpose. Now, what does a whore do? A whore fakes. A whore fakes love, right? That's what a prostitute does. It goes through the physical motions of it without offering emotion from inside of her. Okay, she is stone cold and only goes through the physical, the instrumental aspects of a relationship. My God, a lot of relationships are like that. Again, all women are whores. Whores are not limited to women standing on street corners in the bad part of town. All right? The whole existence is their whole. Okay, so here's my response. Their whole existence is based on pretense. They wear a mask and pretend they are someone they are not. Every move they make is manipulation of some sort. Every move. Watch them and you will see it. If you were blind up to this point, now you're not. Now you're going to be vigilant and you're going to watch them and you're going to see it. Once you watch, you will see. Once you open your eyes, you will see for the first time, right? They use each other. Women use each other. They manipulate each other. They take advantage of each other. And then they certainly take advantage of men. Whoever crosses their path. Whatever man crosses their path. This is the scum that the state protects just to get their vote and purchasing power. So they have a lot of power behind them as well. Therefore, you have to be extra careful. And you gotta be smart, dude. Very smart. And you have to be crafty yourself. See you soon. Thanks for watching. Keep the comments coming. Power to you and to us.